Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about undervaluing yourself, undervaluing myself. Let me introduce myself. My name is Lynn Schrader and I empower men and women to step outside of their comfort zone and begin living a life that they could have never imagined. I absolutely love to ignite a fire and a passion in people who are ready for a change and ready for more. So I'm a coach. I have a small business where I have people on my team, but then I also have a coaching business on the side. And I work with people in both realms that really struggle with this valuing themselves. And I love to address that problem, if you will, because I had that problem once before as well. And I think the best coaches out there are the ones that have been there, done that. And I have been there, done that. So this problem of undervaluing ourselves, why do we do it, and what are some of the ways we do it, and what can we do about it? I think the bottom line you have to remember, you have to embrace when it all comes down to it, is to remember that you are exceptional and you are made for greatness. You are. You were not born by accident, but for a purpose and for such a time as this. And so was I. So this problem of undervaluing ourselves really just shoots that away. That shoots that principle that I'm exceptional and I'm bound for greatness. When we undervalue ourselves, we're saying, no, that's not true. So let me talk about seven ways we undervalue ourselves and what to do about it. Now, some of them sound familiar or sound very much alike, but there is a slight difference. And I just came up with these today as I was thinking about this subject. Number one, when you undervalue yourself, you decide that you're going to stay quiet. You're not going to speak your mind, and you're going to bite your tongue. You're going to stay quiet for fear of being perceived as a complainer, or bite your tongue because you don't want to appear as someone who's ungrateful, or you do not want to appear to be bossy or demanding. So you choose not to say anything. That is a symptom. Now let me clarify. There is a time to be quiet. Right? When you think you're going to be adding fuel to the fire and really stirring up things that really shouldn't be stirred up, I hope you can see the difference. That's not what I'm talking about. It's remaining quiet when you should speak up. When we remain quiet, we're giving sort of our quietness, or our biting our tongue, or this not speaking up really is deemed as approval to whatever is happening. You're saying, okay, I'm going to be quiet because what's happening right there is okay. So when you don't speak up, you're really undervaluing yourself. Your opinion matters. My opinion matters. So stop undervaluing yourself and speak up. No more biting your tongue when you should say something. Number two, how do you undervalue yourself? What's a symptom? We undervalue ourselves when we decide to take the scenic route instead of, let me talk about the scenic route first. When we decide to take the scenic route, like the route when you're going through Kansas, or maybe the other side of the state of Missouri where I live when you go across Illinois. No offense to Kansas or Illinois, but there's just not a lot of terrain, not a lot of hills, not a lot of whatever. When you decide to take the scenic route, the easy road, instead of taking the hilly, the bumpy, the all-terrain route, you are undervaluing yourself. Let me explain. When we decide to take the easy route, we're saying, I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to put my foot into the water. It might be cold. I don't want to try new things because I might fail. Maybe you're a perfectionist and you'd rather not try anything new because you feel like you need to be perfect. You are undervaluing yourself when you're taking the easy way out, the easy road. There's a saying, you've heard this before, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You've got to venture out there. Let adventure outweigh common sense every once in a while. What happens when we make bad judgments? What happens? Mistakes are made from the bad judgment. Think right now, what's something that you wished you hadn't done? Because of that bad judgment, you made a mistake, right? What happened out of that mistake? Got the answer? The answer is growth. I bet you can look back on that and say, darn, I'm not going to do that again, but boy, did I learn this, and this. Happens all the time. So when we are devaluing ourselves, undervaluing ourselves, and taking the easy, not scenic route, we're not putting ourselves out there. And you've got to put yourselves out there. You've got to try new things. Great things come out of the unknown, okay? Number 3, when you undervalue yourself, you remain a kitty cat instead of a lion or a lioness. You would rather purr and meow softly than to roar every once in a while and show everything that's inside of you. Now this sounds kind of like taking the easy route, but it's a little bit different. When you remain a kitty cat instead of this lion or lioness, and by the way, you can have a great mixture of that. There's a time to be a kitty cat, but there is a time to be a lioness or a lion. If you're scared to put yourself out there, you're a kitty cat. You're a kitty cat. If you're afraid to make waves, you're a kitty cat. If you always need to be liked or be considered likable, you are a kitty cat. Now, by the way, there's nothing wrong with being liked, and I hope you know the difference. But there's a couple of quotes that I love. This one, with brave wings, she flies. She flies because she flaps her wings and she's brave. With brave wings, she flies. Love it. And then Tina Fey, I like this quote. I actually have it. I have both of these quotes in my office here. Say yes, and you'll figure it out afterwards. Stop remaining a kitty cat. Do things without knowing the outcome every once in a while. If you don't, you're undervaluing the greatness that has a chance to come out because you're afraid. Don't play it safe. Don't always not make waves. Number 4, we undervalue ourselves when we roll over and we become a doormat. I used to roll over and become a doormat. And if I'm not careful, I do it again. You can roll over and be a doormat, or you can demand to get what you deserve. Respect, a higher paycheck, a promotion, to get paid for your services. You'll never know until you ask half the time because you roll over. You gotta ask. There's a saying that says something like this: you don't get what you deserve, because none of us really deserve anything. We're all messed up. We don't really deserve anything, but we get what we demand. And I demand respect. I demand to get paid for what I'm supposed to be paid. I demand to not, I demand to get a raise when I'm supposed to get a raise. Those kind of things. So don't roll over and be a doormat. Number 5, you downplay your gifts you undervalue yourself when you downplay your gifts. When you downplay your gifts and just say, whatever. When somebody gives you a compliment, and I was really bad at this for the longest time, and I still need to check myself. But when somebody gives you a compliment, and first of all, it's a true, heartfelt compliment, and it's because you really have shown your gifts and your talents and that kind of thing, and instead of just saying, oh, no, it was nothing, which I have a habit of doing sometimes, instead say, thank you very much, I really appreciate that. And if you need to, which is always a good thing, then give credit where credit is due. You know, I really thank my mom and dad for, you know, recognizing that I enjoyed art and sending me to art school, or recognizing that I enjoyed this. Or give credit where credit is due if you must insist, but don't downplay your strengths. Value yourself and say thank you. Thank you. We are all given gifts and talents. We're born with them, and they come out as we grow and as we let them out. So know that you got some in there and say thank you. Number 6, ways we undervalue ourselves. We settle for breadcrumbs, or we let the china get dusty. Now there's a story behind this. Let me explain the let the china get dusty. Have you ever heard that saying, you know what, I'm going to use the good china. I'm not going to let it get dusty. My mom got a bottle of wine for some sort of anniversary, probably their 25th. Love my mom. She passed away at this point, but I loved my mom. And I think this was a little bit their generation. But that bottle of wine sat on this counter forever. I don't think she ever opened that wine. Don't settle for crumbs. Now, I hope you're following so many times we put things to the side and we think we don't deserve them. We don't deserve that wine. I don't know if that's what my mom thought at all. I really think that was more that generation. But you deserve the wine. You deserve to eat off the good china. You deserve to wear the diamond necklace that doesn't go with a pair of shorts or a t-shirt. Wear the diamond necklace and then put in the diamond studs. Go for it. Drink the wine. Take the plastic off of the couch. Now, if you're my generation, you know what that means. In my generation, there was a whole host of a generation before me that sometimes wouldn't take the plastic off of the couch for fear that it would get dirty, or the plastic off of the lampshade. Raise your hand if you remember that. Take the plastic off the couch and sit on it. You deserve it. Don't settle for breadcrumbs. Happiness and joy and your worth are for everyday use, not for occasional use, but every day. Happiness, joy, your worth, your value is an everyday thing. So that was 6 or 7, I can't remember what it was, but I'm going to stop there, and I just want you to know that you should not undervalue yourself. Don't be unaware of your personal power. Be confident in your ability to control events and also to control your behavior that are wrapped up around those events. Take your personal power back. Start to value yourself again. Thank you so much for watching. Listen, if you got any value out of this, and by the way, I've done other blogs on some of these things. So if you want to check out my blog, I'll put it in the comments below. But if you got any value out of this, I would so appreciate if you would share this with someone or tag them in the comments below. My kind of mantra is pay it forward. I say this really almost at the end of all of my coaching videos, but pay it forward. Somebody has spoken into my life with this information, so pay it forward. I like to pay it forward, and I'd like you to do the same thing. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and check out the comment section below.